The Norse settlement of Greenland and its eventual mysterious disappearance is a topic of great historical interest and has been the subject of considerable research and speculation. Greenland was first settled by Norse explorers around the late 10th century, led by Eric the Red, who was exiled from Iceland due to his involvement in disputes and killings. To make the land more appealing to potential settlers, he named it Greenland, even though much of its coast was ice-covered. He established the first colonies there around 985 AD. The Norse established two main settlement areas, the Eastern Settlement and the Western Settlement. At their height, these settlements contained around 3,000 inhabitants living in about 280 farms. The Greenland Norse engaged in farming, hunting, and trading. They kept livestock like sheep, goats, cattle, and pigs. They also hunted seals and caribou, and even ventured into the North Atlantic for walrus and other marine mammals. Walrus ivory became an important export to Europe. By the mid-14th century, the Western settlement had been abandoned, and by the late 15th century, the Eastern settlement also faded away. Here are the leading theories for their disappearance. 1. Climate change. The Norse arrived in Greenland during the medieval warm period, which provided more temperate conditions. However, by the late 13th and early 14th centuries, temperatures began to drop as the Little Ice Age set in. This would have made farming more challenging, reduced the available pastures, and increased sea ice, making navigation and trade with Europe more difficult. 2. Economic challenges. As mentioned, walrus ivory was a significant export, but when other sources of ivory, like African elephant tusks, became more accessible in European markets, the demand for Greenlandic ivory may have decreased. This, coupled with increasing ice blocking trade routes, could have economically isolated the settlements. 3. Societal and cultural factors. The Greenland Norse maintained many of their European customs and farming techniques, which might not have been sustainable in the changing Arctic environment. Unlike the Inuit, they didn't fully adapt to Greenland's ecosystem. Their Christian faith, adopted around the turn of the first millennium, might have played a role, as they may have been hesitant to adopt the hunting techniques of the pagan Inuit. 4. Conflicts. While there's limited evidence of direct conflict with the Inuit or other indigenous groups, it's plausible that competition for resources or occasional skirmishes could have contributed to the settlement's difficulties. 5. Health and diet. Isotopic analyses of Norse skeletal remains suggest a heavy reliance on the sea, especially seals. Over-reliance on a single food source or a decline in that source could have contributed to health issues or malnutrition. 6. Possible migration. Some historians suggest that as conditions worsened, the Greenland Norse might have chosen to leave, either returning to Iceland, moving to new areas in North America, or integrating with Inuit communities. Evidence and recent discoveries. Archaeological work in Greenland is ongoing. Recent discoveries, including DNA analysis, isotopic studies, and excavations, continue to shed light on the Norse Greenlanders' way of life and the reasons behind their disappearance. While it's unlikely that a single cause was responsible, a combination of environmental, economic, and social factors probably played a role in the end of the Norse presence in Greenland. Thanks for watching, and please like and subscribe.